Something you guys may not know about me, but I am a huge fan of Tina Fey. I've literally watched 30 Rock in its entirety 3 times, and I laugh consistently each and every time. It just does not get old to me. To me, there's no denying that Tina Fey is an excellent comedy actor, but she also is an excellent creator and writer. You may not realize, but she is actually the one who made 30 Rock, who made Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and she made this show. So is this effort by the incredibly talented Tina Fey worth checking out? Let's discuss. I'll be upfront right away and say that I did not see the original movie that this series is based on, but it is on Netflix, so I might go check it out just so I can see how it compares to this series. I'm sure it's quite different, being that that original movie is so old. And honestly, I did not even know that this was based on anything until I saw in the end credits of this show that it was based on the movie by Alan Alda. But anyway, that's me being upfront about where I am in terms of my knowledge of this going in. Now let's dive in. The 4-season stars Tina Fey, Will Forte, Kerri Kenney, Marco Calvani, Erika Henningsen, Colman Domingo, and Steve Carell. It tells the story of 3 couple friends that go on a yearly vacation every year, but things suddenly get way more complicated when one of the couples decides to get divorced, and the spouse, played by Steve Carell, decides to start bringing his new younger girlfriend on these yearly trips. One of the things that immediately stood out to me with this show is just how easy it was to relate to most of these characters. I feel like there are bits of me found in every one of these characters. Starting with the fact that these characters are all older, and believe it or not, it's happening to me too. It's happening to all of us, and as I get older, I am finding myself more and more able to connect to these stories about middle-aged people. What a bummer. As you get older, it's just harder to do some of the things that you used to enjoy doing, and that very much shows in these characters. There's characters in this show that are like, oh, I don't want to go do this because that sounds hard on my knees. I don't want to get wet. I'm just gonna go to bed. It's all just seeming like it's happening to me, and happening to me faster than I really thought it would, but it's relatable for sure. So I think this series does a great job showing what it's like to be middle-aged. What do you guys think? This show is billed as a comedy, and it really is quite funny, but there's also a surprising amount of drama in this series, and that drama can hit really hard at times. And this cast, let's be honest, this is a great cast. And I am not just talking about my girl Tina Fey or the legendary Steve Carell. As a matter of fact, I found myself really enjoying Colman Domingo and Marco Calvani's characters in this series. They play a gay couple, and I just absolutely loved their characters. And no, not because I am gay, but because they are extremely entertaining and well written. I really enjoyed the innocence of Marco's character Claude and the confident flamboyance from Colman Domingo's Danny. Solid work from those two, but everybody in this series does a great job, and they all kept me extremely hooked and mesmerized. Tina Fey and Will Forte have great natural chemistry as Kate and Jack, and I even really enjoyed Ginny, played by Erika Henningsen. It's really easy to hate on Ginny in this series. She's the younger woman who is dating a divorced man, and it's so easy to blame her and act like she's at fault. It's all her fault that this marriage fell apart, but that is completely not true. It's Steve Carell's character Nick that fell out of love with his wife. So it has absolutely nothing to do with Ginny, and yet it's so easy to hate on her and judge her and act like she's the problem. And I thought Erika did a really good job selling what it's like to be that younger woman who is now hanging out with a group of older people. They have this tradition that they've been doing for years and years, and now she comes along. She is the new person. That's got to be extremely awkward, especially the reason that she came along. There's a friend that's no longer in the group that's effectively kicked out because of the divorce, so it's extremely awkward for Ginny as a character, and I really thought that Erika did a great job selling this. And of course, I need to toss some love to my boy Steve Carell. What is not to love about this guy? He knows how to deliver some excellent comedy, but what's surprising about Steve Carell, and maybe not anymore at this point, but he is also an excellent dramatic actor when he needs to be. And it's so easy to look at Nick and say, fuck you, you're a scumbag, you threw away your marriage, you ruined your wife's life. But it's really not that simple. Marriage is a constant contract and consists of endless negotiations, up and down moments, happy times, sad times. It's like a roller coaster, but it's one where you don't know where that roller coaster is going to end. And sure, that does sound terrifying, the idea of this journey that you don't know how it ends, but that also is what makes marriage just so beautiful. This show kept me hooked. I was laughing at all the different things that I was able to relate to. I was impressed by this idea of a yearly tradition with your friends. Low-key, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a bit jealous of these people being able to look forward to this yearly tradition. I really wish that I had a tradition like this, something to look forward to every year. I have a trip every year that I take to go back and visit Michigan, which is where I'm from, but that's not the same as something like this, where you're hanging out with your friends, you're staying in a place that you're totally unfamiliar with. It would be awesome to have something like that, and I really hope I do get something like that at some point in my life, maybe before I'm way too old to actually enjoy it. This show is very entertaining and well worth a watch, and actually has me hoping that we get a second season. Now, I know that's quite unlikely, at least it seems like it's unlikely, because this show was initially billed as a limited series, so season 2 is kind of up in the air. But either way, even if this is it, if this is all we get, this series was worth a watch. I found it to be very addicting, very much pulling me in. I loved these characters. All these actors really did a bang-up job. I think it's definitely worth your time and effort, and it's on Netflix now. So if you want to check the show out and see it for yourself, that's how you can check it out. So for me, this show is a 9 out of 10. That's my thoughts on it. Did you guys see this show yet? If you did, please put your thoughts on it in the comments and let me know. Did you like this video? If you did, you should let me know that you liked it by hitting that little like button. And if you want to hear more things from me, well, you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe to this channel. Later.